You're listening to the IFF TV podcast.
Irish Football Fan TV. This is the starting 11 show for Qatar versus the Republic of Ireland in tomorrow's friendly game in Hungary. And I suppose this is a game that we need to win, and it's a game where probably we're going to see a lot of fresh faces that haven't played in the other two games. So this is just, I'm going to revert back to the 4-3-3 because Enda Stevens and Matt Doherty are both injured, so I don't see the reason for us needing to play this formation again in this particular game. I'm not against playing it in the future, but just revert back to the 4-3-3 for this game. And in goals, I'm going to stick with Gavin Bazunu, who thought he'd done himself no harm in cementing a regular spot within that squad going forward. Thought he was absolutely brilliant the other night. Couldn't be faulted for anything in the game. And I thought he commanded the back four really, really well, marshalled his defence, kept talking to them, kept encouraging everybody around him, and made some good saves as well, as obviously his distribution was very good as well. So I think I'd go and stick with Gavin Bazunu in nets for this one. And then right back, I think Seamus Coleman will sit this one out. I think 3 games in 6 days will be a little bit too much for him and his body at his age at the moment. And, you know, these games are coming thick and fast, and he's obviously going to be back at Everton this week and stuff like that. So Carlo Ancelotti won't want him coming back injured. So I think Cyrus Christie, who hasn't played at all throughout this window, I think putting him at right back for this one and seeing how he gets on. They're going to be probably pacey and looking to get down the wing there. So having Cyrus there, you can get up and down, and I think it makes sense to just bring him in there. So then just to kind of bring some solidity back into that defence, I'm going to bring Shane Duffy back in. And partnering him, I'm going to have Darragh Lenihan. And purely down to balance, Darragh Lenihan's been playing at club level. Kevin Long hasn't. And Shane Duffy, I think you know what you're going to get with Shane Duffy. So I think having those there is the perfect balance that you need for this game, considering the fact players like Darragh O'Shea will probably sit this one out unless Stevens decides to play them, because they played the other 2 games, and Kieran Clark as well. So I think Shane Duffy coming in and not playing any of the games throughout this window wouldn't be right. So I think Shane Duffy to come back in, Darragh Lenihan most likely will come in and play alongside Shane Duffy. And then left back, Ryan Manning. It's the one that makes sense. He's the natural left back that comes in there after Enda Stevens. He's probably going to be Enda Stevens' long-term successor now. So I think this could be a chance for Manning to really make a stamp on things. He obviously played a game against Bulgaria at left back, and I thought he'd done okay. But like, he wasn't amazing or anything like that. But this could be the game. He's starting to do well at Swansea. And I think this could be the game for him, maybe to make a stamp on things and maybe look to be the left back going forward and really push Enda Stevens. I still think Enda Stevens is a better option at the moment, but I think that Manning has the potential and the ability to pip him sooner rather than later. So let's see how he gets on then. And then in midfield for tomorrow, I'm going to go with Connor Coventry and Jason Malumbi. Now, people will probably say, well, why are you going for those two? And the reason why I'm going for them is they've obviously played together at under 21 level. Connor Coventry's training with the West Ham first team. He's been in and out of squads as well on the bench for West Ham. So he's training at Premier League level against Premier League players all the time, albeit he's not playing on the pitch. But he's played with Jason Malumbi, who I think will bring us a lot of energy in that midfield tomorrow. I feel like this Qatar team is going to be very busy and energetic, and we're going to need that. I think Josh Cullen has obviously played the 2 games, came off late the other night as well. I think just let Josh sit this one out. Again, he'd probably be going back to his club after playing 3 games in 6 days. I don't think that Vincent Kompany will like that. So I think having Malumbi and Coventry, there's obviously a reason why Stephen brought him into the squad. So I think why not play him? Why not cap him? He's played with Malumbi at under 21 level. They have a really good understanding. And I think if you can have them playing well, because you've got the experience of Shane Duffy and that around them. So I think you're mixing it in with the experience in the youth. And then just in front of them, I would have Jeff Hendrick, who again is fresh and hasn't played a game during this window so far. So I think to bring Jeff in makes sense because you're going to have that experience in there, and he's fresh because he hasn't played any games. So I think, again, I'm just trying to think of players. Jason Knight played the other night, played well, but I just think, again, it's just the short turnaround of games. This isn't an ideal starting 11, but I think this is the 11 that'll probably give us the most energy and balance, and that's what I'm trying to get out of this team. So Jeff Hendrick for me is maybe that number 10 or that attacking midfielder in this case, and then you have Malumbi and Coventry being the busybodies in midfield there and getting about the pitch, winning the ball and getting on the ball and doing stuff, because I think that's what Coventry's good at getting on the ball and making things happen. And then Malumbi as well, we know what we're going to get with him. He can carry the ball, he brings the energy, he gets stuck in, and he's all over the place. He's an all-action midfielder. So then on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Robbie Brady, and I think Robbie Brady is the creative spark that we need in this game. He came on the other night as a number 10, but he spent a lot of his time kind of drifting out to wide areas and getting balls in. So I think, why not have Robbie Brady on the right wing and whipping balls in on his left foot, which he was causing the most amount of danger and creativity the last day against Luxembourg. Ultimately, no one could put the ball in the net, but he was delivering really good really good balls into the box and set pieces. So I'd have him on the right hand side, and then on the left hand side, I'd probably bring in Daryl Horgan, because when he plays for Ireland, I think he's quite good, and I think he's very direct, and that's what we've lacked, is someone who is direct and will take on the fullback and try and get balls into the box. A lot of our build-up play is too slow, and I think if you're bringing Horgan in there, I think he'll give you that bit of directness and maybe even cut in on his right foot and have a couple of shots, because I don't think we shoot enough either. So I'd like to see Horgan come in on that left-hand side, and then up front, I'd go with Troy Parrott. I know he's not having the best of goal-scoring seasons with Ipswich, but he's been putting in a lot of good shifts, and he's been getting a lot of really good reviews at Ipswich. People go, oh, League One striker. But look, I think if Troy Parrott, if he scores the goal tomorrow when you win the game, I think a lot of us would be delighted to see him get off the mark, and it could be the making of him. And yeah, I think we'll all be happy if we came out of this game with a win. I know it's Qatar, and it's really gotten to that point where we're kind of begging for a win against Qatar, but this is what it is, unfortunately, at the moment. So I think to get a win and maybe see Troy get the winner would be amazing. I'd like to see him start the game, because I think Collins and Robinson have been given their fair share, and obviously Troy came on quite late the other night and didn't get a chance to affect things. Again, he'll be fresh, so I think, why not start him? So that's been my 11. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and let us know your starting 11 in the comments before you shame me for my starting 11. I look forward to seeing what teams you've picked in the comments, and don't forget to like the video. We're on our way to 10k now. I think we're less than 400, so please subscribe if you're new to the channel or you're returning, and please like the video because it helps the channel grow. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.